Hey everybody. Today we're gonna continue with what we started last time, talking about Frank Reilly, talking about Andrew Loomis, and how to handle the ear problem using the Andrew Loomis method, and then introducing the side view and all that. So last time I showed you guys how to do the Frank Reilly methods from the straight view and how to do exercises on it in order for you to be able to practice and acquire the steps of this complicated looking face. And also I mentioned that this face is complicated but also extremely smooth in the flows that it has as it's being constructed. Yes, they are complex, but they are also all very smoothly linked together one after another, which is why I like teaching it. So now I'm gonna start by talking about how to make the ears look less like the ears of a chimpanzee and the face of a chimpanzee, that the issue that we had here with Frank Reilly. So I'm gonna redraw the face very quickly, just to warm up myself, honestly. So I'm gonna start with the circle, and then I'm gonna do the oval, and then I'm gonna find the ellipses that are gonna give me the side of the head, and those eyes are gonna be too far apart now that I did the ellipses like this. For example, right now the ellipses that I did will give me different sizes of the eye, but that's okay. I'm just warming up. Then there's the donut. You guys remember the donut? After the donut, you can locate the ears and start working on the mouth. As you do that, you will find the cheekbones, and then you can do the other part of the cheekbone as you complete the ears. Oh yeah, and there's also the tip of the chin. And that's almost it, and all you gotta do is the ear, and then there's the eyebrows, then there's the inside of the eyebrows, and now we found the bridge of the nose, and now we will locate the nose, put the nostrils, find the lips, and there's our face. And like I said, the ears are too far apart. Now, this here is the Andrew Loomis method, and as you can see here, we have a circle like in the Frank Reilly method, but what we have around the circle is a square, and we are using the rule of thirds and stuff to mark things accordingly so that we can put them on the face, which is basically destroying all those rhythms and the flowy lines that we had in Frank Reilly, and basically just telling us where to put things. But since it is so much based on the Frank Reilly method, it's so good to incorporate it with the rhythm for you personally, if you don't want to lose the rhythm of Frank Reilly, while still understanding what can be improved. Alright, so here I'm gonna do a circle like I did before, and as I said, the face has an oval shape, right? So down here is gonna be the chin somewhere. I don't know the face that I'm doing, so I don't know how big the chin is gonna be, so I'm gonna leave it like this for now. So if I cut this circle in half, like in the Frank Reilly method as well, we will locate the eyes and all that. I'm not gonna put the eyes now, I'm just gonna do the lines. All the horizontal lines that I can do, I'm gonna do now. Okay, let's work. Basically what I'm saying is, let's work on this axis right here, and then we're gonna work on this one. So if I cut this in half, I know that the eyes or the eyebrows are here, and the eyes are slightly below them. And then this distance, if I remove 1/3 of it here, I will find the hairline, which is the top of the circle that Frank Reilly did after he located the eyes. And then again, one more time, if I do 2/3 from this distance to the bottom of the circle, I will be able to locate the bottom of the nose. See, now the eyes are here, the hairline is here, the bottom of the nose is here. You see, everything is being designated without having to, or like pointed where the location of it will be, without having to do all those circles and ellipses and see where they meet each other and decide that the intersection of these two lines will create this and that. It's way more simpler. It's just the square and the circle. Now I want to do one last line for the horizontal, and that's the line of the jaw, of the bottom of the jaw. And of course this line is kind of like instinctive, depending on the person, how much of an adult it is, how young it is, and all that. So these are the vertical lines that we need to assign on this axis. Now horizontally, on this axis, what do we need? Also the middle. And then, what did we locate on the middle? The eyes. But we need to locate them horizontally. How do we do that? Because the eyes are at equal distance from the center. They cannot be like separate. So you have to maintain the distance from the center here and there. And you will be able to locate where the eyes are going to be. And they are going to be right somewhere around here if I want to do them. And all that is good and great. And honestly, that's not the reason why I need Andrew Loomis. The main reason why I need Andrew Loomis is with this point right here, the intersection of the horizontal and vertical line of the square or rectangle that's around the circle. So this thing here that I can do once I find the vertical and the horizontal, I can trace diagonal lines. Those diagonal lines have also to be symmetrical in the way they're landing, and they cannot land in front of the chin. They have to land on the angle of the chin. They're gonna give us the first angle of the chin, and they are going to give us the proper location of the ears, and you won't have to suffer from this extra wide ear that's gonna give you the chimpanzee look, and now it's gonna look more human. Now here's the thing, you can take that and apply it as you do the Frank Reilly method, right? So let's say you're doing the Frank Reilly method, you started the circle, you did the oval, you did the ellipses, eyes, all that, and these are my ellipses. Oh, this is gonna be a funny looking face, huh? The eyes are too close, right? So this is my ellipse, this is the donut, this is the mouth. I'm not gonna press too hard so that I can put some details. Mouth, donut. Oops, press too hard again. That's okay. And then this goes here, this goes there, this goes here. Now for those ears, I can decide and understand that if I do the curve here, it's gonna look more human. And that's it. And I solved my issue when it came to that by understanding what Andrew Loomis did with Frank Reilly, or by simply understanding the Andrew Loomis method, right? I kind of just put the ears on a slightly inside of the circle. Instead of putting them there outside of the circle, I'm putting them here, right? You understand? That's it. That's gonna solve the issue of having a chimpanzee looking Frank Reilly face. And let's say you don't like the Frank Reilly, you don't like those overwhelming rhythms, then learn the Andrew Loomis method. All you gotta do is do that circle and then build that rectangle around it. You split it in 4 vertically and horizontally. The middle, the vertical line will give us what? The nose, the mouth, and the chin. The horizontal line will give us the ears and the eyes, right? And then you will be able to locate everything. Just all you gotta do before you finish is to remember those diagonals that are gonna drop from the bottom of the rectangle to the from the top of the rectangle to the bottom of the rectangle where the chin is. Okay, so I'm not gonna do an exercise on this. I just wanted to clarify this from last time. I feel like I should have said it last time, but that's okay. Now we're gonna just dive into the side view. Okay, so let me just push this a bit further up because we're not gonna need these guys. We only need this one. And the side view of Frank Reilly is also based on circles and ellipses and all that, and also is going to help us understand why we mess up when we draw Frank Reilly from the front, and why do we need Andrew Loomis when we're drawing the Frank Reilly face from the front. It's going to be a little bit more obvious to understand why once we turn that head, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to start also with a circle as I construct this face to emulate the shape of the skull. And I'm also gonna use only circle and ellipses, which is gonna make me create a face that's slightly different from the Frank Reilly face in terms of the methodology, but the spirit is the same and the flow of it is gonna be the same. So it's highly inspired by Frank Reilly with a small tweak based on my way of thinking. Just because I cannot do it the exact way Frank Reilly does it, basically. I like to do it in my own way at the end. So once I find the circle, I now, as you can see, there's a circle here and a circle here, which were before when we did the Frank Reilly face. They were the circles that were following the oval and that were gonna give us the shape of the eye. See, now those two circles, I hope you're starting to understand what's the use of them, because they are super important, and especially if you are a JoJo fan. I'll pull out my editor will put a JoJo example that shows what I mean by that, because my editor really knows about this stuff too. What do I mean by that? I mean that these lines here are giving us the flat part of the face. And once you understand that this is the flat part of the face, and this here is where it starts to turn a little bit more, and this here where it starts to turn even further, you will understand why the ears are gonna be more flat and go more inside the face. Because after you pass this point here, right, I did the circle, I did the oval, and I'm gonna do the ellipses, right, those two ellipses that locate the eyes. So if this is my eye here, this after my eye, this is flat. You have to understand that this is flat. Once you understand that this is flat, you will understand that the ear will be in the middle of the flat area and not at the end of it, right? If you put it at the end of it, you have a chimpanzee. If you put it in the middle, you have a human. See? Anyways, so this is in order for you to understand these small differences. Now, the circle of the side view. Wait, let me remove these lines. Okay, the circle of the side view that I started with earlier, I'm going to do it again, and I am going to do a spiral instead of just doing the circle, which is also, like I said, slightly more difficult, slightly more different than what the original method is, but I prefer doing it like that. Boom. See, now that I did those two circles that I did here, I know that this is the side of the head. I know that this is where the ear is going to be, somewhere here in the middle. See, now that I did those two circles, I can very easily locate the eye. See, and now that I have the eye and the ear, it's very easy to follow that and to find the mouth, right? And once I found the mouth, it's very easy to locate the donut. And once I found the donut, it's very easy for me to locate the nose. And as you can see, I'm not using the nose like this, I'm doing a nose like this. And even though I'm doing it like this, it appears like a nose. Why? Because of the structures, they are helping us. Once you see the circle around, I don't know, this looks like less like a nose, even though all I gotta do to make it look like a nose is this nostril. And what surrounded the eyes from above? The circle of the forehead that touches here, and that tells us where is the most round part of the head, right? And then the eyebrows can come a little bit further here, and as you can see, the lines of the cheekbones, like we did them before, are here to help us. So I'm gonna do that again, a little bit bigger, and then I do the ellipse that goes down from here and then here, and then the eye, which means and then the ear, sorry, which means the eye is gonna be around here, right? And now, like we were doing before, you can put the donut, you can put the forehead, you can put the nose, and you can connect the mouth. Sorry, you can connect the mouth like this, like that. You can find the bridge of the nose and the inside of the eyebrow like we did before. You can do them. All those lines you can do. There's the bottom of the nose is done like by a small oval like this. This one here. Alright. As for the exercise, you can do the same exercise I did in the first video. I'm not gonna do it again because I feel like I'll make my videos very repetitive. It's the same thing. This example that I give, you can do it 4 times, 5 times, as many as you want. I suggest you just try and do it every day. This example, just if you want to master the side view, try to do this every day, you know, just try to do the structure every day, and then make a fun exercise out of it. So you can start like this, make the ellipse, and then find the ear, find the eye, and then you can go ahead and find the mouth if you want. I know finding the mouth is a bit too loose because I don't know anything about the rest of the shapes, but I honestly, after I find the eyes, usually I don't find the mouth. What I usually do is I put the, like I always say, the donut and the forehead. And at the end, once you finish with the steps, you can go ahead and add details and create a face out of it, right? So like the previous game we did. So right now I did this guy. I didn't fully finish him, but and of course, if you're doing this on paper, try to make your lines appear kind of like this on paper when you're working, so that when you want to do the details, you can easily do the details without having an issue. And of course, when you're doing the details now, you can really have fun with the ideas that pop into your head as you look at the structure. You can like decide what you want to do with this character or not decide, maybe just have fun and explore, I don't know. But now it's like easy to draw like any type of face, okay? And this line that we do here in the straight view and the side view, the line that goes right next to the eye, usually you can represent it with a line like this. If you want to put the wrinkles, now you can know where to put them based on where this line is passing, right? And then you follow where the ears are creating the cheekbones, and then you can place your wrinkles. See, you want to put the wrinkles from the nose to the mouth. You know exactly how to put them, you know, you have the guide for every, you know how the skeleton of the skull is, so you know how to wrinkle it up based on the shape of the skull, because the wrinkles happen based on how the flesh is resting on the skull, because the flesh and the skin is getting looser and more stretchy, therefore it starts to bend more into itself at the places where it's folding. Isn't aging logical? Anyways, that's what everybody says about aging. It's logical. So in terms of today's video, I think we're done. I'm just gonna make sure that I didn't forget anything by looking at my notes. I think we're done. Yes, it's a simple video, and honestly, yes, it's supposed to be a bit simpler because that's the thing about the side view. The side view is like half the work of the front view, right? We had 2 eyes before, now we have 1. The nose, we see half of it, like we see 1 nostril of it, and the lips, we only see half of them. The ears, we only see 1 of them. So once you understand the steps of the side view, it's half the work of the front view. Okay, so that's it for today, for this week's video. Next video we're gonna finish the lessons with the 3/4 view, and that will be it for the series of lessons for now. And thank you for watching, and like and subscribe, and please try to send me if you want to try to learn this and practice, try to send me the results that you do on the Discord group. I would love to see them, and see you next time. Bye bye.